Just like that, once again, it's on.
And just like that, once again, it's on. What's up, world? This is your boy Vic XL, Ridin Durty Radio. You're Ridin Durty with Vic XL, and we are coming to you live from blogtalkradio.com, where we bring you beats, rhymes, hip hop, talk, and everyday life. That's right. This show is not about just hip hop. It's about you, the people, and if you have a voice and a story to tell, I have the platform for you to tell your story. And man, I have a very, very, very dope guest today. But before I bring my guest on, let me get my mic straight. Before I bring my guest on, what's up, Nanook? Thank you for the check-in. Before I bring my guest on, I want to let you know about our sponsors. Brand new sponsor to the team, sneakerbox.com. That's right, sneakerbox.com is a sneaker accessory subscription service. Basically, for all you sneakerheads out there, you subscribe to Sneakerbox, and every month you will get some of the greatest in sneaker accessories, shoe care, socks, tees, whatever. This is for the sneaker fanatics, the sneakerhead. Make sure you visit sneakerbox.com, sign up today, and start getting your box of goodies. All right. Also, Dr. Juice Cleanse. That's right. Dr. Juice Cleanse, an all-natural juice cleanser that promises to help you lose 25 pounds in just 10 days. This product guarantees it stops aging, provides healthy pH balance. I never can say that correctly. And also helps eliminate and kills parasites that are in our body from just everyday things we eat, just all kind of yuckies. So visit drjuicecleanse.com and hey man, do your body some good. It's the best drink on the market for your body. All right. Last but not least, make sure, and I got to pull this up because it's tax season. I know a lot of y'all out there splurging, spending that tax money. So I got to pull this up because this is a brand new sponsor. But this is the person who does my taxes. Okay, her name is Miss Tony Quick, and the name of her tax service is Quick Tax Service and Credit Repair. They're right. If you want your credit repair or your taxes done, make sure you contact Tony Quick at 404-585-1704. Make sure you tell her Vic XL and Ridin Durty Radio sent you. Also, when you go to sneakerbox.com, when you go to checkout, type in the promo code VicXL and you will get a lifetime 10% discount. All right. So again, our sponsors for today's show are Dr. Juice Cleanse, sneakerbox.com, and Quick Tax Service and Credit Repair. All brought to you by Ridin Durty Radio. All right. Now, before I bring our guest on, we got some celebrity birthdays. So I want to say happy birthday to my man Chad of Neptunes and Nerd. A lot of y'all might know Chad. He's been rolling with Pharrell Williams from day one, but happy birthday to Chad. Also, happy birthday to Texas rapper Lil Troy. He's known for the hit record Wanna Be a Baller, Big Shot Caller, Funny and Blade, whatever the hell he used to say. But happy birthday to Lil Troy. Also, happy birthday to the CEO and captain of the money team, my man, Floyd Mayweather. Turns 40. And he's actually right now working on a big fight with Conor McGregor. We're going to see if that thing really happens. Also, happy birthday to Odd Future member Earl Sweatshirt. And last but not least, in my celebrity birthdays, happy birthday to Mr. O'Shea Jackson Jr., the son of Ice Cube. He also played Ice Cube in the movie Straight Outta Compton. So if you know those people or if you like to celebrate those people, happy birthday to all of them. And to my Facebook checkout off my Facebook list, happy birthday to my man Rashad the Grind King out of Augusta, Georgia. So if y'all see Rashad or know Rashad, tag him, tell him I shouted him out on the show. All right, now let's get this thing going. Like I say, this show is just not about hip-hop or R&B. It's for all facets of life with talent and stories to tell. What's up, Fat Baby? So, right now, what's up, Vero? On the line, we have a special guest. We have a songbird, a singstress. We have singer Miss Julian Kelly on the line. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me on.
Man, I am doing great. Look, I've had a chance to read up on you and also check out your documentary. And you have a very interesting story, so I want to get to the start at the top. Let the world know where you were born and where you're from.
I was born in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm an adoptee, and now I'm currently I traveled to the West Coast quite frequently because I'm a musician, but now I'm back over there in Baltimore, just kind of doing things.
All right. What was it like? You said you were an adoptee. So what was it like growing up in Baltimore and growing up in Baltimore as an adoptee? Because I've heard a lot of stories about Baltimore not being the best place to be brought up.
Yeah, Baltimore. Baltimore is a little bit rough around the edges sometimes in certain areas. And growing up in Baltimore as an adoptee was a very interesting experience. I was adopted by a really wonderful family, and so we lived in the suburbs. But there was still, of course, like a void in my life. And you mentioned my documentary, and that sort of details my search for my family of origin. So, yeah.
At what age did you first being adopted? I'm sure you knew you were adoptee. At what age did you start your search for your biological family?
I remember searching unofficially online at like age 14. I remember going on the computer, looking for adoption forums for reunification, and typing my information in, and just hoping that I would stumble across someone, that matched. But it didn't happen that way, not at all.
At this point in life, have you had a chance to reunite with your biological family, or have you had any luck finding anyone from your biological family?
I actually have connected with a lot of my family. I haven't connected with everyone yet, but I took the Ancestry DNA test, and that just immediately linked me in with some biological relatives who were then able to connect me with the rest of that side of the family. So it's really a long process for people that are seeking reunion, especially because in closed adoptions, the agencies are really not very helpful in giving you information and helping you in your search. So, yeah, but it's interesting. It's interesting because on my new album, Alive, my album before that was Christmas Love, and the one before that was called The Family Reject, and that was all about like my experiences in the world as an adoptee. And then with this new one, Alive, I've sort of like moved into a different phase of my music where I'm just sort of like asserting my worth and just kind of standing up and saying, yeah, after walking through all this stuff, I'm still alive, and just kind of wanted to give the message to people that you can walk through really difficult things in life and still be alive, both, physically and emotionally. And the emotional part is a really big piece for me.
How much of your life story and the things you've been through as an adoptee, and growing up in Baltimore, just your life in general, how much of that do you channel through your music, and how much has your music influenced your life and helped you deal?
Well, a lot. I remember as a child just not necessarily feeling too good about fitting in with my adoptive family, and when I was going through these bouts of just feeling really totally isolated and feeling lots of grief and sadness, what I'd do is I would lay down on the carpet and I'd put a little cassette tape up to my ear in a little player, and I'd listen to all the greats. I'd listen to Mariah and Whitney and Celine Dion, and that was what got me through it. And then now, as a professional songwriter, it's kind of cool, because in my process now, when I experience something about my adoption or in the adoption community or just in life in general, music is like my go-to place. It's like my safe space to just sort of work it out.
Okay. Well, you know what I want to do, Miss Kelly? Because this is only a 30-minute show and I have 2 songs by you. I was listening to some of the songs that were sent over to me, and I fell in love with this song called Fish of Plenty. So I want to play it, and then we're going to come back and talk to you. But before I play it, let the people know about Fish of Plenty, the concept, and, what was going on in your mind when you wrote it.
Fish of Plenty was written about someone that I love very, very, very much. And Fish of Plenty is a song almost about being in love with somebody who's devaluing you. And it's really about that inner conflict between, should I let my pride go, or am I just fish of plenty? Like, am I just one in the crowd? And it really speaks about individuality and the conflict of asserting your worth in the world.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody checking out the show. This is Fish of Plenty by Miss Julian Kelly. We'll be back with her. What's up, Godfather? Carlos Glover on the check-in. Long-time ATL music veteran. DJ Tino on the check-in.
No, don't say a word, don't even breathe too loud. Fish are dancing in the room that's full of your smile. Oh, look the silence here, not enough. The rest of your words is quiet thing. I'm pretending not to see the pain in your eyes. You wear the sky. Never take your mask off for me. Fish are dancing, and I drown in you. And you are wearing a bright costume. And we are dancing, but we never move. Fish of plenty are hard to lose. Fish of plenty are hard to lose. I can't drag my eyes away, knowing that we can't stay. But we've been here before, and so I'll trust in you more. And cast my net into space. Fish are plenty are to lose. And you are wearing your dancing.
What's up, Cello? I got your deviled eggs on deck.
Think you are
Working on the deviled eggs. as we
say
speak.
you are weak, but you
What's up,
are
Aiden?
the treasure that's meant for me to keep for long. So long. Be strong. Be strong. I can't take my eyes away, knowing that we can't stay. We've been here before, so I trust in you more, and cast my net into space.
That was Fish with Plenty by Miss Julian Kelly, who is on the line. That was a beautiful song.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Man, that almost made me tear up. What's up, DJ Pooh? That made me, man. Whew. Let me regain my composure. In your new project, Alive, you touch on some political things too, like Dakota Pipeline, immigration. What brought that stuff about?
Yeah.
Is it just coming of age, or expressing new feelings? Or?
No. I've always been really, really, really active in, or really interested in politics and what's happening in the world. I remember at 9 years of age, I was really upset about what was going on in Rwanda, and I was writing songs about the genocide in Rwanda at that time. And it's just sort of grown with me. I was raised to have a political conscience, and so when I feel like I see things that are going on in the world, like, I just a lot of injustice, I feel like it's the job of music to express the inner and the external conflicts. So if I'm going to sit down and write a song, I need to be really, really honest and true to myself about what's happening for me. And those things are really up right now for me. They're everywhere. They're everywhere I look. I log on Facebook, and I have family, and I'm a huge supporter of the Black Lives Matter movement. And it's just, there are so many things that are going on right now in our society that I feel are just important to start a conversation about. And music is just my way of doing that.
And you know what? I totally agree with you. I've always said that a lot of obstacles and race relations can be healed and mended through music, through hip hop, through pop, through blues. Music somehow brings us together.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I also tell the people, because I do want to get to your American Dream record, and I think that's an appropriate record to end the show, especially with us having a new president, and I'm not sure if it's everybody's American dream with some of the things he's doing right now. But tell the people what led to your documentary and what your actual documentary is about.
Well, my documentary isn't really related to my music album, Alive, but my documentary is just all about adoption. But the record, Alive, was all about, it's a little bit sarcastic, like, it's titled The American Dream, but it's not like, hooray, we've all, we have the American dream, or the American dream is available to everyone in society. It's a way of, it's almost like a really sarcastic kind of bitey way of saying, like, the American dream doesn't exist anymore. And if it does exist, it doesn't exist for people like Freddie Gray or Trayvon Martin, or the people that are being deported out of the country in these illegal things that are happening, and for the people that are at Standing Rock right now, right at this moment in time, being intimidated by police forces. And, these people are, we have to support these people in fighting, to protect the American dream. So when I wrote that song, it was actually during the Obama administration. But I sort of saw the way things were starting to piece together, and I started getting worried. And I just felt like, wow, we are so far as a country from all of these ideals that we claim to espouse. And if the American dream is not available to everyone here in this country, then what does that mean about us, and what does that say about us as a people? So that was how that record came about.
All right. Let people know, because I actually started watching your documentary, and I know it doesn't pertain to your music, but I think it's an interesting watch. So let people know how to find, or where to find your documentary, and we can get people more aware. Because I know you're also a big advocate for adoptee rights in people being able to find their DNA and, you know, their birth parents.
Yeah. Okay. So there is a wonderful website out there. It's called dearadoption.com, and they ask adoptees to sort of write about their experiences. So if you go to dearadoption.com, I wrote a piece on there, and my documentary is linked free to that article. I think you can also find it on YouTube. It's called Almost Family, but the easiest way would just be to go to dearadoption.com and check out Julian Kelly. I wrote an article there. It's very political about adoptees' rights and access to original birth certificates. And if you just scroll down the page, you can click on Almost Family, and you'll be able to watch the documentary for free.
Couple quick questions before we get to the song. Number one.
Sure.
Because no child ever chooses adoption. But can you give, from your personal experience, some of the pros and cons to adoption?
Okay. It's dangerous for me to say the pros. But I think, okay, that's a heavy question. That's a really heavy question. Let's just say this. Let me put it this way. Adoption is a very, very permanent solution to the problem of poverty. And it generally divorces children from their ancestry, from their heritage, from their sense of self, from their genealogy. I mean, I myself, my adoption was closed, and even now, as a 33-year-old woman, I cannot go to the courthouse and get access to my original birth certificate. So just finding out who your parents are, your parents' names, things like that, it can close that off, and that's very, very important. And then from the biological end of the spectrum, if you have diseases that run in your family or things like that, you know, you can be denied that information. And then on top of that, there's a lot of people in the adoption community who are just sort of grieving because they never got the chance to meet their mother or their father. And they have questions about, you know, why was I put up for adoption? And in closed adoptions, many times adoptees are barred from that information. So it just makes it very hard to go through life not knowing all of these really essential details about yourself. And then there's the science behind it, where adoptees are far more likely to be physically abused, to suffer from depression, to have post-traumatic stress disorder, because we're separated from our families. And then just because of the way biology works, we're more at risk in our adoptive family of being mistreated. So there's a lot of that hasn't, really been talked about a lot too. So I guess in the best cases, in the best scenarios with adoption, you have people that are more educated or, are consistently housed and clothed, things like that. But it always comes at a cost, a huge cost, because I think a lot of pro-adoption people failed to realize that if a child has been placed for adoption, that means that a loss occurred, a very, very significant and serious loss occurred. That child has lost their entire family. And a big problem, I think, for me is our society wants to celebrate, with gotcha days and everything, but they don't really look at, wow, this child just lost, on this day, this child lost their aunts, their uncles, their brothers, their sisters, their mother, their father, all of that lineage, and that this child needs space to grieve, and that maybe we need to create a system that instead of having this industry that brings in billions and billions of dollars a year from impoverished mothers, relinquishing their children, maybe we need to come up with a solution that enables those mothers to raise their children, because generally, there are some exceptions, but generally they want, many birth mothers want that, have wanted that, and the reason that they gave their children up was because of circumstance. So I think that I think the adoption community right now just wants people to understand that, hey, there are lots of solutions in the middle ground. And we need to really start looking at that stuff because it is a very serious thing to permanently remove a child from their family of origin.
Powerful. Very powerful. All right, Miss Kelly, before we get up out of here, before we play American Dream, let the people know how to find you, your previous projects, your new project, and where to find that documentary.
Okay, well, the easiest way to find me is to go on Facebook and just type in my name, Julian, Julian, last name's Kelly, Kelly, and I should pop right up. I'm like the only female Julian Kelly out there. I have a music Facebook page too, and that's Julian Kelly Music. And if you'd like to find one of my albums, maybe if you're interested in adoption, you want to check out the Family Rejects or my new album, Alive, you can just go to iTunes and type my name in and they'll pop right up, or the titles of those CDs.
Miss Kelly, can I put you on the spot before I get into this song?
Sure.
Today is my wife's birthday. Can you sing her happy birthday?
Sure. What is your wife's name?
Her name is Extra.
Extra. Sure. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Extra. Happy birthday to you.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Introduce this record to the people.
This is The American Dream by Julian Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen,
90
Miss
seconds.
Julian Kelly. Thank you, ma'am. Continued success.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
What's up, Prez? My man J-Boy want to check in. What's up, Sandy? Tell Dawn I said what's happening. Prez, today ain't your damn birthday.
But that isn't the worst of it, he said. I used to feel like I belonged somewhere. Used to picket with a union man when wages went dry. I never drank too much, I cared to swear. But somehow they took the God out of me. Oh, mother, let it be.
What's up, Scotchy?
Let it be. He said,
What's happening with you, homie?
10 seconds.
was a theater.
Sandy, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's not really her birthday.
We built hell.
Scotchy, I'm doing good. How you doing, sir?
And flew to outer space.
Sandy, every day is Extra's birthday. That's why she's extra.
Yeah, Nixon
She got extra
made
birthdays.
my blood run cold. But honey,
I hear you, brother, man. I'm grinding out too, Scotchy. Got to grind. Got to grind. Send me some new music. BigBigXL@gmail.com.
on me, you never ask them why. I followed all my orders.
Hey, y'all don't get caught up in the American dream now.
I didn't believe. Got my pay in quarters and dreamt of what I
Hey, y'all do me a favor. It can be clean or dirty, Scotchy, it don't matter. I'm doing a monthly playlist, so send it to me. I'll get you on my monthly playlist. What up, Anna Marie? What's up, Bush Loke out of Mactown? Alfonso, What's happening with you? Hey, y'all do me a favor, man. I know it's the middle of the day. I know I might not be Steve Harvey or some of the people that y'all like to spread and make viral. But hey, man, share your boy video. You know, I'm trying to pass out the good positive vibes, man. Share your boy video. It don't cost you nothing to share the video. It don't make it look like you're a fan or anything. Just share your video, you know what I'm saying? Share the video, man. Y'all put y'all music on my page. Share the video. I just might play your song, the song of the day. You know? And again, y'all, this is Miss Julian Kelly, pop singer. She was an adoptee. She's out on the front line for adoptee rights. She got a brand new project in stores now called Alive. And if you want to get on the Ridin Durty Radio Show, coming to you Facebook Live, Blog Talk, and SoundCloud, all you got to do is email your boy. Email me, bigvicxl@gmail.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
And then I'll let you know what you need to do. Alright? Again, one time for WRFG, who created this platform over 15 years ago. One time for everybody who's checked in. Hey man, share the thing. Support equals support. Y'all know I've been saying that for years. You can't expect somebody to support you if you're not willing to support anyone else. Alright? Cool. I'm about to be up out of here. I know I just came here at 11 o'clock last night, and I came here again 11 o'clock today. I'll probably be back Monday, 11 p.m. All right, y'all stay tuned, man. I appreciate y'all for taking time in the middle of your day to check it out, and love y'all. I'm out. Peace.